Due to the COVID-19 crisis, I have one audience member with me today. And let's begin. Hello and welcome. My name is Ian Vogt, and I have worked in the hospitality industry for 7 years, the last 5 exclusively in hotels. We live in a society of human interactions. We go to the store, go out to eat, stay in hotels, and in doing so, come face to face with many people. Many whose job it is to provide us with a service. We have a common understanding during these transactions that we should act civilly. When we go out to eat, we know not to scream at our waiter. We don't insult them with personal attacks, and we certainly don't harass them. But incivility occurs all the time. When the customer does not receive what they want, this common understanding of civility is thrown out the window. So I'm here to tell you that customer is not always right. Now, some of you may gasp at this notion while others applaud, and that's okay. This theory that the customer is always right is one I have never understood, but accepted as the norm in the industry I work in. Fortunately, I had a mentor early on in my career who said to me, "Ian, learn to say no. There are just some things we can't do." These words stuck with me, learn to say no. Was I really being told to tell people no? Wasn't that rude? What kind of customer service was I giving? We in America are used to hearing the phrase, the customer is always right. And around the world, this same theory is used. The French say the customer is never wrong. In Germany, the customer is king. And the Japanese say the customer is God. Now, before the Queen of England comes and grants you knighthoods and damehoods, let's get back to reality. I fully understand the important role a customer plays in any business, and I wish to provide and teach the practicing of excellent customer service. Duguay and Salomon, in the 1992 article, The Culture of the Customer, published in the Journal of Management Studies, state that dominant management rhetoric is that what the customer wants is sovereign. Employees are trained to do whatever it takes to satisfy the guest. But Guerrier and Adib argue in the 2000 article, No, we don't provide that service, the harassment of hotel employees by customers, published in the Work, Employment, and Society Journal, that providing customers with exactly what they want is not always desirable or even legal. And there is increasing recognition that service staff sometimes need to be protected against abusive and disruptive customers. Guerrier and Adib also state that hotel staff members are vulnerable to harassment because of their status relative to the customer, as in the customer manages the staff member. Now let's go back to the word incivility. Anderson and Pearson, in the 1999 article, Tit for Tat, The Spiraling Effect of Incivility in the Workplace, published in the Academy of Management Review, defined incivility as low-intensity, deviant behavior with ambiguous intent to harm the target, in violation of workplace norms for mutual respect. I want to tell you my story of incivility. I was working at the front desk of a mid-scale hotel, and a third-party reservation, think Expedia, came through. When the guest arrived, they demanded a lower rate than they originally agreed to. Now, I have about as much power as a 6th grade safety patrol officer, so changing the rate or even canceling the reservation was out of question. The response from someone who accepted the terms and conditions of another business was to start screaming, make threats, and finally spit on my face repeatedly. All this happened because I would not follow orders from the customer. Kim and Koo, in the 2019 article, The Effects of Experienced Customer Incivility on Employees' Behaviors Towards Customers and Coworkers, published in the Journal of Hospitality and Tourism Research, so greatly state that in the service industry, Employees are forced to exhibit customer-friendly attitudes continuously. So there I stand, smiling, yet completely degraded, with a stranger spit in my eyes and in my mouth. Now, clearly, these individuals violated the workplace norms for mutual respect. This type of behavior is completely unnecessary, and business owners and managers who allow these customers to be in the right fail at their duty to protect employees. According to Alola, Alubag, FC, and Astran, in the 2019 article, Customer Incivility and Employees' Outcomes in the Hotel, Testing the Mediating Role of Emotional Exhaustion, published in Tourism Management Perspectives, state that the incivility behavior leads to emotional exhaustion and turnover intentions on employees. And to top it off, Kim and Koo also state employees who experience customer incivility reciprocate incivility by targeting the source, those customers. The cycle must end. Businesses have limitations, and each individual customer cannot create their own limitations. Managers cannot give into every customer demand, and business owners should not create a culture where the employee becomes an afterthought and allows the customer to take advantage. It so happens that I give this presentation during a national health crisis, and the very employees that I speak about have become essential workers almost overnight. I know as a consumer the difficulties that are being experienced during this crisis. The 65-year-old grandmother of 4 who scanned your groceries didn't place the quantity limit on your items. The 17-year-old high school student who's stocking canned goods can't speed up the supply chain. And the 24-year-old father of a newborn baby didn't set the price of the pizza he delivered. When we emerge from this crisis, the way we do business will be different. And although you may not agree with these practices, I hope we can agree that incivility towards employees is not the answer. So the next time you go to the store, go out to eat, or stay in a hotel, stop and think, is my demand rational? We have to remember that common understanding of civility with employees. The demands of the customer cannot always be granted because the customer is not always right. Thank you all, and be civil.